Hello and welcome to another episode of Logical Optimism. We are finally underway, and it's been a little bit since the last episode because there hasn't been too much to talk about, and we haven't both been playing Pee-wee as much. So, and you know, Exile New Zealand, but we're back now. Noogie, so good to see you.
Good to see you.
How you been? How's the audio quality actually?
I mean, you sound okay.
You sound great.
Nice.
What have you been up to lately?
I have been up to or down to under New Zealand. Yes. I've been to New Zealand. I've been to the Promised Land where all the hobbits live. It was great. ExileCon. You were there.
I know, I was there. It was great. No, honestly, ExileCon was amazing, but that's we probably won't be able to talk too much about that because we have a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Why you make Noogie more quiet? Because people are saying he was loud. Okay, you know what? I'm upping him again. There.
Nice.
I'll just be louder as well. There. Okay, now it should be perfect. And we are going to talk about 3.9. We're going to talk about the patch notes. We're going to talk about potential build starters and the Awakener kill event.
Oh, we're going to talk about that as well. Oh.
Are you excited for it? If you say no, I will disown you on the spot. I will end call.
I am... I don't know what to feel about it right now because I'm not ready.
You're not ready?
No. I barely played Blight. I haven't really
you and everyone else
bossing in quite a while.
So you're not optimistic?
I am, and I'm like, it's like I know I can do well, but I'm not sure if I believe that.
That's fair. I get that
kind of deal.
Yeah.
I know. Are you optimistic? Are you winning? Are you?
I just hope to see like a shit ton of people die, dude. I want to see like just
yes.
I want it to go on for honestly. Like I think it would be like kind of sketchy for
2 weeks
for method me because you know like casting something that long would be bad. I would love for it to go for 2 weeks, dude.
Yes.
But yeah, that would be expensive for method. But hey, but anyway, yeah, we're paying for casting and stuff, and like there's a tool we're using to keep the channel 24/7. So it is actually
it goes on forever.
surprisingly expensive. But yeah, no. Let's first talk about 3.9 Metamorph League. I personally very excited because you know a boss league. That sounds amazing.
I am pretty excited too about Metamorph. I think I'm excited because it's not trying to with the whole league. And so what it does, it's probably going to be fun when you do it without you having to rely entirely on it being the only fun thing to do. I'm happy about that. I think that's going to be really good.
Are you worried about the rewards?
I mean, I'm not a fan of the current reward structure they have. With all the side content dropping from them. So, I mean, I've been pretty vocal about that over the last few leagues. But other than that, I think it seems fine.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan.
You saw the video, right? It's just like a big loot explosion once you kill it.
Yeah, like the thing is, I feel like the loot is very like rehashed from every league that you know, like they did.
Yeah. No, it's the same. It feels the same every league.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really have a great suggestion either. To be fair, so it's just me like bitching a bit, I guess. But yeah, no. I'm always worried about rewards. I feel like bossing in Path of Exile has like been a little lackluster on loot for a long time, and now they're like they're buffing bosses and boss health, and I'm like, I hope they didn't say anything about rewards. So I'm like,
Right. So a lot of people talked about that, and I thought about it a lot, and I think it's important to kind of. So on the one hand, I think it's important that we bring up like the difficulty again throughout the content as a whole. Like it's kind of silly that bosses are dying and within seconds and they're not really posing a challenge. Though, so I think that's an that in itself is important. But I think regardless of whether or not they're difficult or easy, um, they aren't giving the appropriate amount of loot.
Hmm.
So I would like to see maps giving slightly less loot, and then you funnel that to the boss. That's what I would like to see.
I agree. I always like I felt like there's a lot of solutions to several of the problems too. Like if they ever felt like well, okay, so I personally think like skipping a map to kill a boss, like boss rushing is always a cool thing
Mhm.
too. But if they
Yeah.
really wanted to like fix that, then they could have that the boss's rewards is based on how much you clear the map as well. Like there's a lot of like solutions. But
Right. But then if you just want to do a quick map, then you're kind of like you have to do the whole thing.
okay, but a map is fairly quick regardless. A map's never gonna take you like a 20-minute time.
Well,
Like
it
time to
depends on
kill on
what
a
build you're
full map.
playing.
Okay, but it's generally 5 minutes.
Ah. Right.
That's very too much devil's advocate there, I think.
I don't know.
But so
I don't like being locked into having to clear the map for the boss to drop the loot. What if you kill the boss? What if you want to kill the boss first, and then maybe see if you want to kill the rest of the map or something?
that's
It's
true.
just it would make it really annoying to
No,
map
that's
because you
true.
would
I
feel
get
like
that.
you would have to kill
I
kill the
didn't
whole
say it
map
was a
before you.
perfect solution. I said
No.
it was a solution. But I agree. No, that would definitely I would hate that. So I do agree. Um yeah. No, oof. No, I'm worried about loot. There's a lot of things I'm worried about with this league, but I'm so happy about a lot of things as well. So it's a very mixed bag.
I think loot is just not really a something they're addressing right now, and so I think they've kind of gone a little bit. They've reassessed what they need to do in terms of um the balance and the way they are going to push a patch or a league. Like this time, they weren't pushing the whole archetype as much as they were before with just power.
Right.
It's more of a trying to make the archetype interesting again. It seemed to me new mechanics, new play styles. Like the Summoner League was just like it was just raw. It was just raw power and damage. It almost felt like with a lot of quality of life as well. But it just came across as being so much power. And now it's not really just about giving us power, but more about giving us tools.
Right. Were you surprised to see so I know a lot of people were expecting like, oh, Bow League. And now it's sort of like, it's not really gonna be Bow League either now, is it? Because there
It
wasn't
is. Well, it's
ah
thought of as
I wouldn't call this Bow League. Definitely wouldn't call this Bow League.
let's talk about that like the actual like meta after. But I think just to chime in on the whole loot thing, I think with the direction they're starting to go, I think is a positive one.
Yeah.
And one of the next goals that they do have and they have voiced is they want to reevaluate loot as a whole and how it drops and how we acquire it. And even this league, you could see there was part of it in this league because they've taken so much power away from crafting, and they're actually updating a lot of the mods on just the items themselves, like the inherent mods they can roll, like
Yeah.
are being upgraded by quite a bit. So they're being a lot more. It's the loot that you can get from the ground itself will be more powerful. It might
Yeah,
not be
and
powerful
I
enough, but
no,
they're
I
going in the
think
right
I think that
direction.
is a great direction too. Because I think this is something I think is a fairly popular opinion that Path of Exile drops way too many items in general.
Hmm.
Like I think where it all went wrong was Breach. Where I remember like the first Breach I killed, I was like, wait, this one Breach dropped more things than 4 maps. So I was like, what's happening here? And yeah, it's just like been getting like worse and worse since then. So definitely hope they can like find like a nice balance, which I think is going to be hard between like, there's enough stuff dropping, but that it's actually worth picking up.
Right.
Like I don't really feel good when I'm making guides and tutorials for PoE, like how to get rich in PoE. Don't pick anything up unless your filter like
Yeah.
explodes in a loud sound. Like that's not a good feeling for me to tell people.
No, so I'm pretty hopeful like going forward. Like we know that it's on their on the docket, something they want to address. So I think we'll get there.
Yeah. I think it's always a scary thing for the entire population of the game whenever you start reducing things, though. Because especially
Right.
more casual players, I'd say, um, have a harder time with that. Like, you see a lot of people that are very unhappy on the forums right now, thinking that maybe their favorite build is destroyed, or that the way they enjoy playing the game is being taken away from them. Whereas, people that have been around for a year and knows that, it's usually not as bad as it sounds.
Yes. Like if anything, I think people have been surprised over the last year or two. I think people have been very surprised, league to league, how much more power they actually got. Like they would not really expect it, but then all of a sudden they're just destroying everything.
Hmm. Like, for example, a lot of people have been complaining about Fortify, whereas Fortify for the average player hasn't really been touched that much. It's mostly
Yes.
Fortify for people
Yes.
like specifically for hardcore delving and players like Dan and Steel that go out of their way to get 100% Fortify effect.
Hmm.
Then yeah, sure. Then it's starting to become a problem. But for most people, especially if you're a casual player, Fortify is still like you can take what 5% more damage. So
It depends on the build. I think if you're
yeah,
playing like Juggernaut, it's like you take up to 10% increased damage from like physical,
yeah. The
or
thing
like
is that it's
Ellie. Like,
still a really really
it's like
good.
within like the 5 to 10 on some builds, and other builds, it's like there's no change at all.
Mhm.
Abysses, it's actually a buff.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's pretty huge. So, I think a lot of people are. I'm like sort of complaining about it, or not particularly happy about it too. Like the removal of the 7 links on weapons and chests.
Right.
However, what all that screams to me is that's probably meaning that the new orbs are adding, or can add, gem links.
And Pee-wee too.
Yes, that too.
I
I
mean, it's
do. I
like a
do
lot.
think that I wouldn't be surprised if every league we started losing socketed gems they're supported by until they're completely gone.
Yeah, I think they're like a lot of it is like a prelude to Pee-wee too.
Yeah. They're 100% gonna be gone from the game by the time PoE2 relaunches.
Yeah.
And maybe it would be a little bit like too like throwing someone into cold water if it's just like, like say we're on like 3.12 or 3.13 and then we go to PoE2 and it's just like every socket of gems has been removed. They're all gone.
Right.
So it's probably better to like remove them over time.
Yeah, I think so.
But
Some
yeah.
of that, I do get it though. Like the socketed buy, like the fortify and all these for a lot of the melee, like the two-hand melee players who really enjoyed that playstyle. It was like the only card they had to play,
Mhm.
and now that's gone. Not to say that it's the. I think it's. I guess it is being a little bit disingenuous that it's the only card to play. There are other good weapons out there,
Mhm.
but it's definitely been the only way that people have been able to, or like the only way they've been aware. So I think once people like figure out again that there are other options, they're gonna find a way back to playing these builds because they are fairly strong still.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of people like we don't know what the orbs do at all. Like the new orbs, it's
No,
not been data mined, so
yeah,
it could end up being like a power creep league anyway. We just don't know yet. And the orbs are
right,
something I would be surprised if don't go core. Actually, are they instantly core? Yeah, the new orbs are
yeah,
instantly
they're core.
core.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they're core.
I thought they were like league first, but no, they're core. What new orbs is he talking about? The 4 new exalted orbs that are coming, and we don't know what they add at all. So
We know
while
like a few stats,
right.
the tailwind one,
Okay.
stuff like
Okay,
that.
all we know is that, like, the ones we've seen look bonkers,
Yes.
and we don't know a lot of it. So, it should be really, really exciting, and, even though things like Melee might look really weak or something on paper, which isn't even that I feel like people are doom and glooming a little bit, but they always know the full picture, and while there's a lot of times they fuck up massively, most of the time you can, like, tell afterwards, like, "Oh, if it was left in like it was, it would have been too overpowered.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see. I feel I can already tell pretty much what the different metas are gonna be though. But again, like depends a lot on like the crafting.
But you think you can tell the different metas already, or what?
Well, at
Or you
least for
don't
Soul
know?
Self and Hardcore, yeah.
Right. So what would you say it is?
I
If we're
think
gonna
I
go.
think a lot of people are gonna go for Vortex. I think that's gonna be
Really?
very popular. I
Why?
feel why? It's
No,
okay.
like why do you think that is gonna be the
Okay.
popular one?
So I feel like Vortex is gonna be really good because I especially feel drawn to CI this league. Because I think
In solo self on hardcore?
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's so easy to normally roll life gear with pristine fossils. They made that a lot harder. So, and I feel like it was already so easy to roll ES gear, and ES didn't get touched. So I feel like, especially with a new boss coming that we don't know any of the skill sets for, it's not something people are going to be comfortable doing. Not yet. So you're going to get hit. Like normally, I feel really comfortable with like higher damage builds and then just avoiding all the hits. I'm going to get hit
Right.
because I have no idea what he's doing. So then I'm thinking like, Juggernaut's great, but it's also very slow at league start. Whereas Vortex, you can go something like, you still do Orb of Storms. Because
Hmm.
that's actually, Orb of Storms was very little nerfed. I was expecting a lot more.
Wasn't it buffed at the end game?
It was, no, it's still nerfed slightly at the end game. But like, at the end game was like virtually not touched. And early game was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like both Spectres and Summon Raging Spirits still should be like insane.
Yes. They should be very strong.
Yeah. So that's like the main things. I mean,
But why would you then spec out of Spectres to go CI build?
the main reason I really want to go CI is just trying to get enough EHP to knock you a one shot. I feel
Right.
like that's gonna be harder with the. I feel like the hybrid rolls being nerfed and the percentage life being gone. That adds up really hard on every item.
Well, it's the crafted hybrid that's being nerfed, right?
I thought it was all forms of the hybrid from Pristine as well.
Oh, the pristine. Yeah, no, that's also the pristine. Yeah. But there's also a hybrid. The hybrid one from the
Betrayal.
veiled ones
That's also
got
halved.
nerfed.
Yeah.
Yes, but
So
you
it's
still
like
have the
that
the
that
regular one.
yeah, but that adds up quite a lot though.
No, I
Like
know, I know it does.
and the percentage life, like I mean most SSF leagues now, if you look at my gear, I've had at least 3 or 4 items with percentage life. That's quite a large chunk.
You do
So
have the new currency though, and we have the what's it called? The Vermilion rings or whatever they're called, the 7% ones.
mhm. Yeah.
So
But we had them before too.
yes, I
That
mean
somebody did bring up
this
a
is
good point
realistic for
though.
me.
We do
This is
have
the first week
quality.
I have them.
Right, true. But we do have quality now, Toastern brought up. With like we can
Yeah,
get quality life.
yeah.
And that is actually gonna add quite a lot. I actually hadn't
It's
thought
not
about
like a
that.
total wash because it is an opportunity cost. I mean, you're not getting extra resist or extra damage, right? You're
Mhm.
not opting into that because you have to put the life now, but
Mhm.
it should still be fine. The life rolls.
Yeah. It's just again that should be even better for ES. So for me,
No,
I
I mean
feel
ES
very
builds are
drawn towards
strong
ES.
for sure.
Yeah.
I am surprised you're saying it's gonna be the meta though. That it's gonna be like people are immediately gonna opt into like Vortex CI.
Well, okay, so I guess I'm thinking very heavy here on the actual Awakener and like boss healing and stuff.
Right.
What about you? What do you think is gonna be like meta?
I mean, there's obviously like the Jock Chieftain stuff.
I think Arc is gonna be really popular for like most
Summoner.
people.
Maybe I feel like there's something like depending on how it's gonna go. Like the mine stuff is like ripe for being. It could either be a complete clown fiesta and people just never figure it out how to make it work properly, or it could be insanely overpowered.
Mhm.
Like, have you seen some of the builds people have been theory crafting around mines?
No, I haven't. Not at all.
Right. So I started doing it yesterday. And now there's a guy as well today who did like a build. And so I ended up with like the perfect storm where you hit all your arrows from the mines and everything. The first build I did was like 100 million total damage output, like 10 million DPS. Yeah, and that was before I saw the more burn stuff. No, it's actually absurd if the numbers are right. But so the problem here with the whole mining, it's the problem is it requires you to have like 20 mines down with the barrage gem, and then all the arrows need to hit. But then it's the sequence that goes with the mines. So you need to be able to. So what needs to happen is that before the final mine blows, or you have to go through the whole sequence before it explodes. Before the actual mine before the actual fuse explodes. So you need to stack like duration on the fuse and put temp chains on. So there's like a lot of gimmicky stuff there. But if it actually works.
Did you find this build on the build forums?
No, I made it.
Okay.
I made it, and then some other guy made it the other day. Or today.
Okay. I don't really know what to say to that. That seems very optimistic.
It is. But okay, think about it this way. If in perfect conditions, it's doing like 100 plus million total damage. What if you only get like 20% of it? Then you're still outputting like 20 million damage of one round of mines.
That's true. I'm very pessimistic about this.
Okay, so I'll say this. I am a bit, after I saw Waggle try out the barrage mines and seeing them fail repeatedly, I'm not as optimistic. That's why I'm saying it might be a bit of a clown fiesta, because mechanically it might not work the way we want it to. But if mechanically we can make it work, then all of a sudden there is, there's potential for like, complete Exodia builds.
So I really want you to do this, because I think the rip clip of you walking up to the Awakener, throwing down loads of mines, hitting detonate, and like him taking no damage and you getting a one shot would just give me so much joy, and it would make my entire December.
Yes.
So
there's, I think that's something to like look out for. Someone might just come along and it's just like, you're gonna be like, how is this guy just killing everything? And then it's like, oh, EA Mines.
That's fair. I'm not a big fan of playing mines myself. I also like part of why I was hoping for a bigger nerf to smoke mine, I guess.
Oh, you don't like the smoke mine play style?
No, I feel like it fucks up your hands too much.
Really?
Yeah. Especially if you're doing like back-to-back league start practice and stuff like that. Sure. It's just, it fucks your hands.
I don't know. I guess it's not worse than. I guess it's like that plus potions, so it's kind of micro intensive. Sure.
Yeah. It's way too like, I don't like it.
Okay, fair enough. I've only played with a little bit. I haven't done like a full league with it. I might come around on your side, but I don't know. I'm enjoying it right now. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Because I don't mind doing it for like Act 5 or Act 10 Kitava, but if I had to do it for like 100 race, that would not be fun.
But would you do it for 100 race though?
I mean, no, I'd probably shield charge.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of like spec out of it over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just kind of OP still though. Like it's, I don't know. The problem right now is 10% movement speed. So.
Right.
But yeah, it's, if arc mines I think will be really popular regardless. I usually prefer traps because I just feel like it's a more chilled out and enjoyable experience. Whereas like, while mines are stronger, it's just not as enjoyable to play.
If I had to give you some actual like ideas of what I think will be good. I think like just regular EA is going to be really strong.
Mhm.
Burning Arrow has like some potential, but it's kind of like gear intensive, whereas EA will actually be until like very good bows. I think Quill Rain is probably going to be best for that build, just due to the mechanics of stacking a lot of fuses.
Yeah.
Ramps up the damage so much. So that has really good potential on SSF, because you can get the what's it called, the short bow 6-linked,
Mhm.
and then you will chance that for the Quill Rain. So there's some pretty good potential there. I think Scourge Arrow Poison is actually very strong. You can get like a nice Pathfinder going with
Mhm.
like some really good flasks and like 8,000 plus life and all that kind of good stuff, doing really good damage.
Something
So I think those builds are really good.
something that's really nice for bows is that you can farm the Imperial Legacy card
Yes.
pre-maps. And it's not like very unrealistic. It's probably gonna take you, if you're unlucky, 6 to 8 hours. I mean, it depends on your farming speed, I guess. But for a guaranteed 6-link bow, item level 100, that's pretty great. So the Imperial Legacy
Mhm.
card, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's the 6-link Imperial bow, item level 100, and it goes from basically any desert type layout. So like the area before Shikari, stuff like that. Whereas like the Quill Rain bow cards, like they're pretty horrible to farm pre-maps.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, Ember did that. He was like, never again. And then the problem is that we
Oh,
can't target.
the thing. Oh, actually, sis, before we go on this,
Mhm.
farming divination cards and expecting to farm them in maps might actually not be as simple
Yeah, that's
now
why
as
I'm
before.
saying that it's good that you can farm it pre-maps, because you can farm it in
Oh,
Act 9.
oh, you can find the. Oh,
And
right.
there's a reasonable drop
Where
rate
do you
there.
farm it? Like, do you farm it in
Any
the
sand area. You can farm it in the
Yes.
foothills and the area before foothills. That's why I was saying that, because target farming in maps might be really hard now.
Yes, that is true.
Mhm.
Only problem with the 6-linked. What base is it again?
Imperial bow.
Right, Imperial. It's the 212 dex requirement, so it's a little bit rough for the people who want to do, chieftain,
Yeah,
jock
yeah. Oh, for
kind of
sure.
stuff.
For sure. This is like a lot easier for Ranger.
Yeah, yeah,
But like
that's true.
normally what I love doing in a league is going straight to residence and then either shaping it or keeping it as the
Yes.
only of that tier and just like easy farming like a 6 thing in like 2 hours and then have a nice test.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore probably. So
That's gonna be interesting. I mean, it's the same thing with Calm's Heart, because that's gonna be such a desirable chest now with all
I'm
the
just gonna drop
EA
one
and
naturally. That's fine.
burning air.
Easy. Easy.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of builds using Combs Heart this thing.
About the pensional spell, is there anything that stood out to you going through them?
I was very surprised about the nerf to two-handers and buff to one-handers, especially on spells.
Was there nerf to 200 and spells?
Yeah, I have the patch notes
I
here.
mean,
Hold on.
is it all the shaper things that are nerfed, or?
Here, let me find it. Here.
Right.
Spell damage modifiers for one-handed weapons can now reach up to 109% from 79.
Yes.
Spell damage modifiers from two-handeds can now reach up to 164. Increase spell damage from 115. So like just spell damage. Yeah, okay, I guess it wasn't a nerf there. It was like nerf on other things to two-handers. But yeah, just like
Right.
the big just like spell damage buff. I don't know why. In my head I actually thought like two-handers are going down. But yeah, it's just like the
So they
spell
were,
damage buff.
well, I mean, they were nerfed due to like the double damage was nerfed. A lot of the, I guess, like maybe cast and crit. I don't know if we can get cast and crit still on as a
I
on
think
like
so.
two-handers. Maybe we can.
I
I'm
think I
not
still
sure.
get custom crit. Because I didn't say that.
Right, the elemental damage was nerfed as well. That's right.
Yeah. But I feel like shrieking and deafening woes now, like the
Mm-hmm.
essence, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah. Shrieking a deafening bow. Oh, you mean the woes?
Yeah, spell damage essence. Because
Ah.
I'm guessing like on a one-hander,
Yeah.
shrieking woe is probably gonna be 80%.
Mm-hmm.
because the deafening is probably going to be 100 and something.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting crafting. I'm excited. Um,
It's gonna be different. I mean, did you see the Reddit post about essences not being strong enough? And now you're sitting here. Oh, I can't wait to use an essence.
yeah, essences are so good.
Yeah,
Wait, people are
I
saying
think
that on
so
the forum,
too.
but that's Reddit. To be fair, that's
I think that has been. I could see it being more of a general, like when talking about essences, I can see it being a little bit more of a general thought
mhm,
that they might not have been strong enough, considering fossils and stuff like that. I was like, oh, maybe we should break up essences because they're kind of falling out of favor
mhm.
compared to fossil crafting.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, to be
But now
fair,
we're
like
bringing
the,
fossils down, which I think is better. So
hmm.
that's good.
I mean, fossils are a little bit too OP, but they're also more random.
Hmm.
So
Yes, that's true.
I love the way current systems are for sure.
Yeah,
And then you have
same.
the special essences that I kind of want them revisited.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the delirium
Why?
hysteria, because I feel like there are
Well, I
so
guess
many, like, this is what you use it for. Like, you use a horror
right.
for a helmet or a glove.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I
I
would
can see
want,
that.
I would want like, more varied choice. Like, oh, they're so good in rings, they're so good on belts.
Hmm.
Whereas it's like, and like delirium, I only use delirium on belts.
I think yeah. I mean, maybe they should update the lesser used slots with
Yeah,
like more interesting mods. I could see that. Yeah, that would be cool.
yeah, because I think they're so cool. I think it's
Yeah,
like those essences are some of the coolest things I've ever added to the game. So I'd want to
yeah, I
see
really
like
like them. Yeah.
more special ones.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. What do you think
So
about the ballista?
I think they were trying a little bit too hard to make it not OP. I feel like
Right.
the both the attack speed and the damage penalty is a bit too high because
Yes.
they're
I think the attack speed
already,
is terrible. It should
yeah.
be 30% still. It should not be lower than that.
It should be lower than that in my opinion because the damage penalty is already pretty high and it's already
Right.
clunky and it makes having more than 3 even worse. It's just like
Yeah.
it's so clunky. And even if you had like 9, you still have to cast all those 9 totems. You're just
Yes.
running around like
The thing that really stood out to me is that they're actually worse than the all range attack totem. The only thing that makes them better is some of the new notes on the tree. That's
Mhm.
literally it.
So that
And
is
maybe some
really
of the
nice. The
gear.
fact that it's in like the bottom right next to the LD node, that's really nice. Like that cluster is so much
Right.
value for like
Yes.
bow ballista users. But it
That's
also
really good.
forces you a little bit to not be physical though.
That's it.
I mean, there's so much value in actually having LD damage. I mean, you can be physical in
Oh,
conversion.
because of the placement on the tree?
Yeah, like that's so efficient.
Right. Yes. They can be
Fi
poison as well.
Sure, but fizz bows is pretty KW now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of patch notes, did you see the huge buff to me personally?
Yes. The reflect.
Yeah, reflect
Yes.
immune on chests, reflect immunes on
Yes.
civils, on rings. Like, oh, we're not gonna die it honestly.
I mean, to be fair, those stats were like completely trash before,
Mhm.
and now they're actually useful. I like it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Can you imagine if one of the like the Awakener or something just like randomly turns on a reflect aura? So you see someone get him to like 80% and just like dead. It'd be
I could imagine
so
that. Yes.
cool.
Was it you that one shot yourself with EE or with the elemental hit in a lab?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Literally one shot.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, that was enjoyable. I mean, to be
Oh.
fair, I think you've recently died more to reflect than I have.
No, I've like I nearly killed myself like multiple times as well. And like in the span of like one day, I nearly killed myself 3 times, like not reading.
Hmm.
It's great.
It's so interesting
I
that I've
haven't really
only died to
died that
Ellie
much
reflect.
to it. I think I've died like once recently,
Yeah.
but I've nearly killed myself plenty of times.
Yeah. It's pretty easy. You sort of like get into like a repetitive habit.
Yeah.
Yugi chokes on salad laughing at this rip.
What? Oh. It's one of my favorite rips when you
Okay.
die to that. I was like,
Okay.
no, don't do it. You just blast yourself. It's
We're
great.
gonna take a look at this. I feel like it's pertinent to the discussion at
Oh
hand.
no. Oh no.
Let's see if we can do this. This is muted. No.
There might be music in there,
Whoops.
just so you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there is.
No, no.
Wow. 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 That was brutal. That was a good death.
It made me very happy.
Me too. That was crazy. To be fair, 8.2k life, one shot, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, no. It's like it's not fair.
Life isn't fair.
No.
Yeah. No, it's but yeah, no, I've never died to Fist Reflect. It's always been LE.
Oh really?
I think it's because
I think I've
it's
died more to
easier
Fist Reflect.
I think it's easier to see Fizz. Because if it says physical, that's the only thing that you have to look out for. Whereas
Right.
elemental, you have elemental equilibrium, elemental resists, a couple other things.
I remember going into a map thinking that I could survive it, and I could, and I didn't take any damage until there was like cannot die, and then I just died.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Havoc put in a map.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I laughed really hard at that. I was like, hey, that's a good PK.
Oh, that's my own fault.
Hmm.
You should just read.
To be fair, I feel like, especially, I mean, I've died to somebody else putting in a map too. I feel like you sort of like trust that the other person would warn
for sure.
or reflect. Yeah.
I mean, he did warn me.
True.
I just didn't listen.
True. You gotta build defense.
Yes.
You have a lot of like, you have like a knack for getting like the perfect death.
Oh. Don't tell me about it.
But I know how to dodge, so I don't die.
Every
Dead.
time I start to get cocky, it's like I just get smashed down immediately.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, no, I have a few of those myself. I think somebody was asking like, aren't you scared of the Tattoo boss? Isn't it really rippy? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna show you how rippy it is. And then I just run in and go one shot. And I'm like, oh, you're right, it is rippy. Ah, good times. It's like, it's really nice in hindsight though, when a death like that's like really memorable.
Yeah, it is.
Good times. Oh yeah, the dinosaur death you had was funny.
Oh no. That's not fair.
But yeah, no, like I was honestly very surprised about people's reactions to the patch notes. Because
in what way?
like I just didn't think there would be that much bitching.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Was there that much though? Actually okay, so I actually spent a good like two hours going through the full Reddit on the manifesto, and then probably like an hour going through the one on the patch notes. And it's really like, from a Reddit perspective, it's really not that bad. There's like a few guys who are like really angry, but if you like sift through the whole thing, people are generally like very like, they're pretty tempered.
I don't know. I'd say a lot of the bitchy comments were upvoted quite a bit too, though.
Yes, there was definitely a few, but I mean, that's. I think a lot of people who are really, this is the thing. When you're angry, you're searching for someone else to be angry so you can be angry with them. When you're like really happy, you're like, oh, I'm just happy. It's like you're not like searching for someone to be happy with.
That's true. That's right. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I think I mean, I focus way too much on negative comments anyway, so.
I do think, I mean, obviously there's probably a little bit more. I mean, it's a little bit more on the heavy side, or on the the angry side. I'll grant you that. It's not like I don't see it. I think a lot of it is misconceptions about things that are being changed, things that like feel personally attacked because they're being nerfed, you know,
Mhm.
even though they aren't really.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what I was very surprised got nerfed?
No, I don't.
Kyrie's Ire, the chest. Have you seen like a pretty big cold
Yes.
damage nerf? And I was like, I felt like that chest was
Yeah.
like perfectly balanced.
I think they should have just made it more rare.
Sure, but like that was great.
Yeah, no, I think, but that's the thing. It was being used quite a lot. But I feel like it's one of those items that's just really good. And it might have, I mean, is it too good?
It had no life on it. That's
Is it
pretty
the only
balanced.
chest? Oh, actually, do you want to? I don't know if I should say it because this is like my channel's little secret of like a change that is like really strong.
Chat, do you want him to say it? Everyone is saying yes.
Right. So there is a chest that got a big buff.
Which one? Oh, Ariel's fostering. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's in the notes. That's not really a secret.
No, but people don't. It's like it flies under the radar a little bit. People don't get
Really?
it. Like, yeah. When I said it, it's like, oh, you're right. People were like, wow, that's crazy.
Okay, I wouldn't.
I mean, I know it's not a big secret. It's just like,
Okay,
you
you
know,
kind
I
of.
mean, it's not like I have secrets. Like, it's not like I know things that people like other people don't. Like, I read the patch notes like everyone
Well,
else.
okay, I thought you were like gonna tell me that you had to enter like the Konami code or something, and then like a secret
Yes,
patch note would pop up.
exactly.
Dude, can you imagine like a professional company doing that to open something?
No, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and that's pretty rare too, right? I can't remember.
I don't. It's not that rare. It's more whether or not you want to bother with running prophecies all the time.
Yeah. Depends how many I feel like in synthesis it
I'm
was
not
so easy to get
sure.
because you just like pooped out coins.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. I don't. I don't believe it's that rare. I've gotten it quite a few times of prophecies myself.
Okay. It's not too bad then.
Yeah. It's a really powerful chest. For those who don't know, there's like a little pet that you get whenever you put on the chest, which previously would just get killed, and now it is untargetable and immune to damage.
Mhm.
So you will always have the buff, which is quite powerful.
How often did it die before?
Like all the time, like
Oh.
literally at the start, it was just like fall over, done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like it's just it's not a thing. You would, I mean, it got hit by anything and it's dead.
Okay, I didn't know it was that bad. So
No,
the buff is that it's now immune to damage and cannot be targeted by enemies.
mm-hmm.
And then right underneath that, we have a Toxic Rift buff, which is, I'm really excited about it. Also very surprised that why aren't they just giving it 100% conversion? There's no reason not to anymore.
I'm not sure what to think about the, well, so I was really hoping that Taxi would be, would get like a nice buff, and it did get a nice buff. It's just so weird. It's such a weird thing to scale now, especially if you're like a tank-based Baltaxic. Because on the one hand, you're scaling like shock, right? But you're also converting to chaos. But when you're converting to chaos, you're wither. And when you use wither and you have like this increased damage taken, shock is not that interesting anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's kind of like counterproductive.
Yeah, it's very strange. And I feel like they're just sort of stubborn. No, like, no, we're not giving you 100% conversion back. Those were
Yeah.
the dark times. Whereas, like, I always feel like, well, Toxic is one of the most, or used to be one of the most iconic items in Path of Exile.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Combs, Heart, Shabs, well, Toxic, and now it's sort of like, I find it and I'm like, oh, those were the days.
I do like the new song. Not specific to just Baltaxic. I actually like what they're doing with the ailments though. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people didn't really understand that. Because I've had people asking me about it all day. But it basically means that you need to do a lot less damage to actually get some effect of chill
Yes.
and shock on bosses, which is really big. So like getting the minimum shock now was 0.4% or something of the mob's health.
Yes.
which is really nice.
Yeah. So if people want to have a little visualization of how this works, imagine you go up to a boss. It'll have 2 health bars. One will be, say, like 100% of its life, and the other one will be a percentage of that. Or let's say it has 1,000 life, and the other one might have like 500 life in comparison. And so whenever you're doing damage, like whenever you're doing damage, like regular damage to it, you go on like, the normal health bar. But whenever you're trying to add an ailment to it, it'll consider the other health bar, which has lower life. Doesn't that make sense? It's a smaller boss that's easier to shot. Small boss.
I think you need pictures to explain
Big
this
kid.
to people.
You think so?
Yes. There's a lot of question marks in chat.
I think that's your fault and not mine.
I didn't do anything. I love you, Nuki. But yeah, no, it's definitely a very nice thing. Explain using paint. Small buff.
No, I think it's really cool. Actually, iShot is one of the skills I'm like really interested in trying out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'll be like, because like it's gonna be really cool to try and like chill a boss for like the full 30%.
Mm-hmm.
I do think just a little bit of caution for anyone wanting to try this out and like basing their builds around this. If you want to go for like endgame bossing, the endgame bosses will have a lot of life. So even if you're trying to like, it might work really well through like the initial stages of like mapping, but then it might the whole ailment thing might still fall off a cliff in terms of like potential damage or usefulness. As you go like up to like really high maps, because map bosses, from what I can understand, are going to have a lot of life. So you still need to have a very powerful, like hard-hitting build for these things to have actual value at high levels.
Yeah.
So just take that. Let's just keep that in mind for anyone who wants to try it out.
Especially if you're trying to scale high attack speed. Obviously, like, slower hits is going to be nicer. Yeah. No, it's interesting. To be fair though, I love that they're moving towards trying to bridge the gap a little bit between like melee bows and spells by adding flat added to the skills, because that's always been like the main reason I always start leagues with spells. It's just such a no-brainer when like I can run around with like a shitty level 20 wand.
Yeah.
The problem is I feel like the I feel like they were trying to learn for Orbis Storms more, but because they like it already actually has like very little base damage. Like one wand doubles the damage at like level 3.
Right. They also nerfed the tick rate though, so it's not going to clear nearly as efficiently.
Yes, but you can force the tick rate with lightning skills.
Yes.
So I don't.
A lot of the time though, people would just like place it and it'll kill as well, right? You just like place it and move on.
Still usually one shots though on the first one.
Yeah.
And then you have Herald of Ice helping for clearing. I think Orbis Storms will be fine. I think they nerfed Lightning Spire appropriately much, but it's still like really good.
And I mean, Lightning Spire got like 65% less damage, like early on.
I still think Lightning Spire is going to be good, and then you do Explosive Drop. I think you're forced to keep Explosive Drop for longer.
Perhaps, yeah, it could be. I mean, people will still... The spell builds will still be very powerful for leveling. But with the increase to monster health, I mean, you might actually have to move around a bit and dodge some attacks in between and get a new round of what's it called, of Lightning Spires to actually kill a boss. So it's going to be a very different experience.
Or we'll see people moving towards Armageddon Brand, Flamethrower Trap. There are other things as well that haven't been touched that aren't much weaker. So
right. I mean, with the brands and stuff, the boss is still going to have, like, they're still going to survive. They're not going to immediately blow up the same way.
How much do you... I was expecting more of a life buff for the map, or sorry, the campaign bosses, but do you think the new moves and stuff are going to change things a lot?
You don't know how much they're buffed, though.
They said that in the patch notes.
No, they said that unique monsters have been buffed by 10%, but they said that right. So let's see bosses here if I can find it.
I guess it says significantly more life. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
in most cases they have significantly more life. So
Okay.
I think it's on a case by case basis. I'm not sure if we can expect Dodre to have that much more,
Oh,
maybe, but some of the others might.
can you imagine Dodger just being like a hard cap now? People are
Oh
like, okay,
no.
yeah, I grinded like 2 hours to fight Dodger and I still died. Just see like the ladder just like has been slain, has been slain. It's just like a chopping block. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder if they buffed her at all because she was already very scary. Genuinely,
Yeah,
like
maybe.
one of the things in the game that is like just shits on players.
I mean, she's probably been buffed a little bit, yeah.
Can you imagine an innocence? Like, I don't
Mm.
particularly feel like innocence is hard just because I've done it so many times. But like, look at Havoc.
Mm. And like the longer Innocence lives,
That's
the
true.
higher the chance that he's gonna do the Kamehameha, whatever that thing is with all the balls.
Yeah. Yeah, that one
That
is
gets
actually
really
very
sketchy.
unforgiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, like the leveling
Imagine.
experience is gonna be very interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna drop a big leak. This is my prediction.
Okay.
For Innocence, the balls not only are they like moving out, they're also rotating sideways now. That'd be great. Imagine, dude. That'd be fucking fantastic. Um, and if they buffed Gruthkull, like the bear deer, that just like deletes your character now. You don't even die anymore. It's just gone.
Yeah, I could see it.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm
I
definitely.
think the most interesting thing is, so we've seen the Merveil with the exploding squids. I'm interested in what are they gonna add later on for abilities that we don't know of.
I
That
am
that
definitely
scares
gonna be
me a
going
little bit.
slower.
You think what?
I'm definitely gonna be going slower. I'm gonna
Right.
go like I don't care. Like normally, I would try to like aim for being in top 10. Like, and I don't care about being like I do end up like top 1 sometimes by accident, and that's fine in a league where I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nothing's been changed. But now I'm gonna be aiming for like I don't care if I'm top 50. I'm just gonna be like
Still survive. Just
chilling,
need to get through.
surviving, and then it'll be like Havoc 616 has been slain at rank 1 on the ladder. I'm just gonna be hey, what got you? Can you let me know so I can prepare a little bit for that?
Honestly,
Um,
what I would do at that point is I would probably find a place to farm and then wait for him to lap you, and then
yeah,
wait for him again to die,
yeah,
so you can like ask him about the next one.
yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, no, honestly, I think we're gonna see a lot of deaths, and obviously with like, I think, yeah, just I think we're gonna see a lot of deaths. It's gonna be
I hope
great.
so. I really hope so. It's been too long. Actually,
Yeah.
it hasn't been too long. Remember Betrayal?
Yeah, that's the we were like somebody was asking me about it on stream yesterday. Like they were asking what was the last time you died during leveling in a like league start, and I think Betrayal was the only league in the last 2 years I've died during leveling that I can think of. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember if you died doing that league.
I definitely
Like
died in
to
Betrayal. Like I died to
like what leveling?
yeah, I died to Janus with the like the swords coming up from the ground chasing you till you die. I actually
Oh.
thought it was Haku, but you know that could have got you too. Like it was just so many things.
Oh yeah, Haku got me. Everything got
Yeah.
me. Ashlyn got me. Haku got me. Chimera got me. Elrion
Yeah.
got me. That was the worst one.
The other one, I remember that. Oh, and it definitely there's just you know what, Betrayal was so great. The thing is though, like the reason why I still loved Betrayal was because it was like still really rewarding. Like
Yeah.
I
Well, it's a really fun league.
hated Invasion so much because I felt like Invasion was difficulty for the sake of difficulty,
Right.
whereas Betrayal was like difficulty but with a reward. So
Yeah.
that's really important for me. Like the rewards need to be there. Um, but yeah, was there anything else in the patch notes that really like stood out to you?
I'm going through them.
Oof, that's gonna be a while.
No, I have been going through them while we've
Okay.
been talking. Um, Onslaught, actually. 3 seconds. Lol.
I'm so happy about that.
Yeah. No, it's just, it kind of like, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Like, 3
Same.
seconds. That's,
Same. So the reason
pretty
I'm
big.
happy about this is because right now, whenever I'm thinking like, oh, do I want to do Essence Drain? Well, I can't start with that
Yeah,
because I don't have Onslaught until Act 5.
exactly.
I'm like, what about SOS? Nope, can't do it. Oh, no Onslaught. And now I'm like, well, it's still slower, but now it's less slow.
There's another big buff in there. A little bit of a fun one for the melee players out there. At least something they can try and play around with to help them just a little bit. You know punishment.
Yes.
So the duration of the buff you get is now way longer.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. So you could like you could get hit by a non-boss creature that has the punishment on it, and then you
Mm-hmm.
get the full power buff on it while going into the boss. That's pretty cool.
How long does it last now?
Well, it says 9 seconds, the same as the gem, but then maybe you can use duration. I'm not sure if you can use duration on it to
There's a big
increase the
flaw in this
buff.
though.
What is it?
There's a big flaw in this though.
You have to get hit.
No, you have to be melee.
Okay. I'm just saying that's pretty cool because like punishment is actually a pretty cool. It's a pretty cool curse. The buff you get is pretty insane. It's like 12, 15% more attack speed, like 35% more melee damage. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
I always like,
That's pretty cool.
especially back in the day when people would tell me about punishment, I felt like there was always 3 stages to punishment because so many people would always be like, "Sis, why doesn't everyone playing melee use punishment? It seems like better than vulnerability in every way." And I was like, "There's 3 stages to punishment. The first time you read it and it looks amazing. Then the second time you need to read it like 3 times, and then you're like, ah, I have to get hit." So yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about the new stat, by the way?
Huh?
The minus to total physical damage reduction from your hits?
I don't know if it was really needed.
I mean, it's a way to introduce armor
Yeah.
while giving an out to all the non-big hitting physical damage players and anyone who wants to still play in Pale.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think it's pretty cool.
I mean, I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
I think a lot of people were complaining about it bloating, like it was like just more stat bloat, and the game didn't need it.
I'd be leaning more towards that actually.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like something I really didn't like, for example, was like the introduction of all the new mods on flasks. And I feel like there are like a little. I think there
Oh,
is
on
a little bit of
flasks?
stat bloat in general on most gear
Uh,
pieces. Like rolling adrenaline flask now is hell.
right. I guess that's true.
And that
Because
was
it
just
depends.
because of like the
I
so many.
mean, this might not be. Like, you might not be able to get this stat on gear. So I mean, it might not be item stat bloat in that way. It might just be a unique stat you can like optimize for here and there.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Oh,
Um,
on the stat bloat though, did you notice the stats are removed from weapons,
what's that?
poison and bleed and all that
Oh,
from the suffixes?
no, I
It's
didn't
pretty
notice
big.
that. Where does it say that?
Um,
Did not pay attention to that.
let's see. Let's just click. Chance to bleed, chance to poison, poison duration, bleed duration modifiers can no longer roll as suffixes on weapons.
That's pretty nice, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
It is. It is.
that's
That's
nice.
like a small. It's like a little bit of comfort for all the melee players who are trying to roll their weapons.
But and hmm, and they're not prefixes now.
No,
Okay,
I don't
make
think
sure.
so.
I can't even remember reading it.
It's like the very last, all the way in the bottom.
Under what
There's
category?
also a new damage over time modifier, which can roll on all weapons and quivers as a suffix.
Yeah. Eh.
That one's pretty cool as well. It's gonna be pretty strong.
I think the same. Actually, like you asked me what really stood out.
Actually, bow attacks fire an additional arrow. Where there's all bows can now run +1 arrow, right?
Really?
Yes.
Yes, people are saying.
And Shaper, or now the Elder. So Elder items is now, instead of attacks, it's projectile.
Right. Yes.
That's also pretty cool.
Yeah, that is actually pretty big. I think the thing I was the most excited for in the entire patch note is Valside Aryan maps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been
I mean, I like it a
wanting
lot, but
that.
why specifically then?
I've been wanting that since it came out. I love when exciting things can happen and just like extra things
Yes.
can happen. And I feel like just like especially for solo alpha and the fact that we can like get like easy access to six things on solo alpha,
Hmm.
and that they're still like like it's not like guaranteed and you're gonna drop a lot of six link weapons and maybe like bad base type armors and stuff.
Right.
But I'm really excited for that.
Hmm. I like it.
And like someone pointed out, don't forget that they can roll reflect. So we're gonna have people accidentally going into them, one shotting themselves for great clips.
Yes.
This is even more amusement. Probably me being one of them.
Also, the boss can one-shot you.
Yes. Yeah, the boss is really rippy.
They're
So
not.
and
I mean,
I've been spamming this all week, but just make sure that everybody remembers that you can change the on corrupt items, you can change the colors in the crafting bench at the cost of all
yes,
orbs. Like a lot of new players always forget about that.
that's
So
true.
corrupted six things are super value, especially early game.
Fallings as well. If you find something like that, I mean, like
Yeah.
non chest pieces, like boots, helmets, gloves, all that can all
Mhm.
be it can all be changed.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Oh, and someone brought
Oh,
up a good point in chat that I'm very excited about as well, is the indirect buff to Inquisitor with the resists being increased.
yes,
That is
it's true.
actually really big. I'm slightly worried about getting enough survival on an Inquisitor for bossing, but it's still huge.
Inquisitor isn't a exceptionally good bosser though in general.
Mm.
You know, like as you say, like the life total and the mitigation is the problem, but it has really good recovery.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'd say Inquisitor is my favorite class, so
It's definitely
I'm
one of
very
mine as
excited.
well. Yeah.
I can't check that Ember. Um, but yeah, no, it's exciting. I actually think we should move on to build
Sure.
starters unless there's something
Right.
particular in the patch notes.
No, I think I'm pretty spent on that.
Yeah. So, what have you personally been thinking? Like, oh, okay. First, let's talk a little bit about what is going to be your goal. Are you going to be going for the Awakener kill?
Yes.
Okay. So, what are you thinking? What are you like spitballing around thinking that what are you going to start with?
Some like burning arrow, explosive arrow, chieftain, leading into potentially jug or staying chieftain. Depends on how the fights are gonna be structured, whether or not I think I need tons of life recovery or if I need more mitigation.
Right.
I think that class is really, really strong for that, and it
So,
leads into those kind of builds.
I've been thinking that too. And there's one thing that scares me so much about it
Yes,
is the fact that with burning arrow and explosive arrow, I am going to have to be doing something to do damage. Like I have to
right.
actively do something. Which is why I've been like particularly thinking like, Essence Drain, Vortex, Summoners, like it lets me like have so much where
Right.
I can not do something and focus on not getting hit.
Okay, so on that note, though, if you get the focus mod on the helmet and you
Mhm.
time it right, the ignite is going to last for 11 seconds.
That's true.
So that kind of playstyle, just run around and dodge and find the moment where you can actually do the damage, is there.
Yeah. That's true. And
So that's like the upside I see there.
yeah,
Definitely, I agree that it's not like you do have like a second or two where you have to like really get everything perfectly set up.
yeah. For those who weren't 100% sure what I mean, like whenever we're doing a boss like Shaper or Uber Elder that we've done multiple times, we know exactly the skill set and what they're going to do. So you don't necessarily need to have an insanely tanky build because you can be fairly certain that you're not going to get hit the more telegraphed a fight is. Like especially at Shaper, I've done that with 2000 life and not died because it's easy not to get hit at all. Whereas this is a completely new fight, so nobody knows what it's gonna do and how it's gonna one shot us.
Yeah.
So that's why I'll have slightly different choices. But yeah, no, I think that's a really good choice. Are you worried at all about like the big respec cost?
No, I don't think respecking is going to be that bad. I really don't. Because the bow nodes that you can utilize while leveling, a lot of them are actually perfectly in-game viable as well. Like heavy draw and deadly draw,
Hmm.
they have so much damage over time on them that they're actually incredibly good nodes.
But what about like your ascendancy? That's gonna cost quite a bit.
Oh, the ascendancy. I
Hmm.
mean, sure. Um, I mean, depends on whether or not I need to do a full respec into, say, Juggernaut. Well, let's see how many points would that be? It's like 5, 5, 20 or what to
40.
do the full ascendant? 40?
Hmm.
Oh, I guess
If
it's
you're
five
Uber,
per. Right. That's not that. I mean, by the time we get there, like 40
if you're
sounds
respec
pretty
before Uber
reasonable.
Lab, then 30.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. It's more of a. I think I would probably stay chieftain until Uberlab and then probably reassess
Yeah.
what I think I want to do.
That makes sense. Like, I'm a little bit something I'm particularly worried about for solo self on this league, and why I don't want to. I want to avoid regrets unless I have to go CI, then I have to. But I
Hmm.
really want to avoid regrets because I'm scared of alchemies this league. Normally, what I do is I try to
Yeah,
rush underground C and target farm that for a little bit just to get a nice stack. Can't do that anymore.
gotta
So
pick up a lot of uniques. Get some rarity on gear.
yeah, yeah, rarity on gear would be huge. I think.
Yeah,
Actually, I might use the rarity gem for a little bit in low maps if I can.
yeah,
Could actually be really big this league. It's interesting. We haven't had a new boss for a while, so I'm super
yeah.
excited.
It's really fun.
Yeah. The fourth big boss in Path of Exile. Crazy to think that
Yeah,
there's been that few.
yeah. Well, there has been like somewhat large bosses in between, with the like from the leagues.
I'd say there's a very big difference
Like
between like a
what are the
bestiary or
four?
cortex boss versus like Uber Elder. I'd say Uber Elder, Shaper, and Uber Zeri and Owl.
Wouldn't you place Cortex in there though?
I feel it's a lot easier, but I guess no, actually you're right. It depends. Like some of the
I
mods are
feel
kind of
like Cortex
crazy.
is like it's such a there's a lot of RNG to whether or not it's dangerous or not.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I'm probably like misthinking a little bit. Mastermind, I wouldn't say though.
No, it's a little below. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
agree with that.
Mastermind's pretty easy.
Yeah,
Or maybe when it initially came out, but they've like nerfed it a little bit too much.
yeah. There's also some of these bosses you can fight them at a lower level
Yeah.
to keep them reasonable. You don't have to fight them in 83 when they get really scary.
See, that's something I'm wondering about on the Awakener because even in the video that me and Chris did, he said you have to fight him in a fully Watchstone Atlas. Like, how
Yeah,
different are they going to be in a not fully Watchstone Atlas?
I think they're gonna be quite a lot easier. They are talking about how they want to like scale up life quite heavily, like
Hmm.
over time leading into reds and upwards.
Yeah. I I hope it's mostly a different fight. That'd be amazing. Or that it's just such a big difference that you're doing like a equivalent of like a tier 10 or something. And like,
Right,
this is easy. You run into tier 16 and it's like,
right. Maybe he like powers up over time as you awaken him through the watchstones.
yeah, I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be
That'd be
interesting.
cool. Hmm?
And we don't know anything about like the Guardians and stuff. Would be interesting.
What's your build? I have some other builds, but let's take one of yours now.
I am thinking about doing summon raging spirits again. I've thought about
Yeah,
that a lot. I feel like it didn't get touched pretty much, like very rarely.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm very excited, and I really love playing summon raging spirits as well.
I'm surprised after saying that you don't want to do anything, that what you then opt into is the one summoner build where you actually have to do something.
Very little though with Unleash.
Right, that is true. It's gotten a lot easier. That is actually true. Unleash is a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
So it was because I played it last league, and um yeah, I played it last league, and I didn't want to go to like Spectres,
Yes.
and I stayed SRS, and it like just wiped out Shaper so much.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you that Spectres also wiped him out.
Yeah, but still, like I did it with Shaper later, and I felt like SRS was just so nice. I didn't have to worry about anything
Right.
surviving or dying, and it was just insane.
Well, I didn't either. I mean, some of the Spectres have a lot of life. They can survive quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
I do
It
think
depends though.
that
Early on SSF, they can be harder.
that's true. And Awakener is a new fight, and it's like it might actually crush minions. We don't know. It's a little bit. There's a little more uncertainty with all the new bosses.
Mhm.
It could be pretty scary. What do you actually think about that? The fact that minions are so durable, and you don't really have to move them a lot. 'Cause I feel like that's like the one thing that that's why they got buffed too much.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, the fact that, to be fair, I hate when they die. Like, that's the worst
Right.
feeling in the world. But the fact that they are, like, basically immortal is a bit insane, too.
Yeah.
That's definitely, like, the main defense of summoners at the moment. They can just run around and focus on not getting hit.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's like, it's too OP, but it also, like, if they did die all the time, then I'd probably never play summoners.
That's fair.
And you do have,
Let's not
like,
dwell on this too
fully
much,
immortal
though.
ones, too. Like, you have the Arcali's
Right.
Fang stuff. So,
I have another build I think is going to be really good. It's actually something I wasn't sure of in the beginning, whether or not I thought it was a good build.
mhm.
So poison. I think Scourger or Poison actually is pretty good with the Pathfinder, because you get pretty good AOE with it. Like you get the poison, the nearby enemies. If you kill the poisoned enemy, like kind of transfer.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The master toxicist or whatever is like super strong in terms of damage, and then you get the perma flasks and the ailment immunity, and then the poison nodes have been buffed so much as well, with like all this ailment over time, and they're like really well clustered together in the right area. Like you can actually make a really good build out of it, and it does like you can probably get to like a few million with decent gear.
Yeah.
DPS. It's pretty damn strong.
Yeah. It's so hard, I feel, to find like a decent investment or like something for especially Soul Safan where you have enough
Yeah.
survival and enough damage and it's like realistic to get it.
Yeah. I think it definitely surprised me, like how well rounded the build looks to be. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. So I think that has potential as well.
Hmm. Yeah. So part of the problem I'm having now is a lot of the builds don't necessarily have that much damage. Like for example, Vortex, it's not exactly a powerhouse of damage. It's just
Yeah.
like crazy survival and very steady damage, and you get to move around a lot.
Yeah.
But like I'm very pessimistic when I try to build or do the POB for my guides, because I always hate like these like insane POBs I see people throwing around, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
16 million damage. It's like, yeah, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like 3-4 weeks into trade league gear. Have fun with that. Whereas
Yeah.
I like, like have like 80 life rare, no damage.
Yeah.
That's So I end up having like 250k vortex damage. Well, I'll probably realistically on day one have like 400, 500k. So
Vortex damage? I doubt that.
yeah.
400 or 500k on day one? Vortex?
Okay, my day one.
Right, but at the end of your first stream.
Yeah.
I think like combined, you might have it between Vortex and Cold Snap and all the
Right.
buffs and everything. Sure, I could see it.
Yeah. Because with garbage gear, it was like 250 to 300k. So that's after like
Yes.
30, 35 hours, I'm talking.
Yes.
And the first
Sure.
stream's the day 3. Okay, yes, I guess you could look at it that way. But yeah, no, it's still. Something else I'm thinking about is Essence Drain didn't really get touched, and it was still pretty okay
Yeah.
now. The problem is, and this is something I want to see if I have time to do. I really want to see about like running Contagion at like level 12 to 20 and see if it's like completely unplayable.
Wait, what do you mean? Like
So
just level 12 to 20?
so before the AoE nerfs, it already felt like fairly not great early,
Right.
and now the AoE has been nerfed.
I mean, so at the, let's say that it feels like kind of shit. What are you really losing out on? 15 minutes, maybe?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, if you really want to play, if that is the build you want to commit to because you think it has the potential endgame, you shouldn't really care about like that bit of that small time span is not what should, inform you on your overall decision.
yeah. No, I agree. It's like I'm just wondering if that's why I want to check is it's gonna be something
Right.
that's gonna do 15 minutes or is this gonna slow me down like 2 hours? So
Right.
that's why I want to see if I can test it. Because I
True.
remember I tried my old character, which doesn't have much AoE scaling,
Yeah.
and it's definitely a big difference. Like it is a lot less AoE on the
Mm.
contagion. So definitely
When
playable
did they nerf it? Was that last or
last
2
thing.
leagues? Right. Okay.
Yeah, because Legion it
Oh,
was
right.
OP and
That's
then
true.
Blight it
Yes.
wasn't.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And again, here's the other problem with both this and the other one is both builds that are low on damage. Whereas Summon
Yeah.
Raiding Spirits is like insanely high damage. Oh, but I'm not gonna get a Tavukai.
Yeah.
Like I'm realistically just not going to get one. I mean, to be fair, Spectres is
Where is
gonna
it
be
from
really good.
again?
It's from Legion.
Is that Legion? Yeah.
It's like trailing only. You're not gonna get it in SSF. I mean, you can, but can't hope for it.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I'm not opting into ballistas at all. Even if I had some hope for it, the only reason why I go ballistas is because of what's that jewel called with the double proj?
Mhm. Oh, I can't remember what it's called.
I can't either.
Oh yeah, Rain of Splinters.
Rain of Splinter, yes. Yeah, that's like that is one of like the items that would then enable you to play like a ballista build. But if that's not in, if you don't have that available, it's like, I don't know if it's good enough.
Yeah. And
Oh,
I'm
wake up.
asleep this entire time. Feel so awake now. Um Also, something I feel which hasn't really been talked about that much is there are a lot of plus support gems. That's gonna be really
Yes.
interesting.
I wonder if that will be something we're going to be farming at lower levels, like low level, guardians, just to obtain those gems, like early on. See if we can get a good one.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for like not buyable support gems.
Not what?
Not buyable support gems.
Oh,
Because I
yes.
remember one of the things that I thought was really cool early on was, well, it was shit when I had to buy one, but it was cool when I dropped one. Chain support used to be 1x.
Yes.
And like that was just like another exciting thing in the game that could drop. So it was like, oh boom, chain. So like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was very
Like a
exciting.
mini chase thing. And that was like very
Mhm.
exciting back then.
Was it still an X when you started playing? You
Yeah,
started playing a little later.
beta.
Oh, you just didn't play a lot back
No,
then.
play very a
Ah,
dedicated
right,
casual.
right.
I first started playing a lot in like Nemesis, but
Yes.
that's still just like a lot. Like not a lot. It's like
Mhm.
insane how much time we've played this game now.
Yeah, played it quite a bit at
Yeah.
this point. Uh,
So any other starter builds that you've thought about?
I mean,
A lot.
miners are gonna be good,
Yeah.
just generally. I think, or maybe not. Is it Isaac? No, that was icicle mines. I'm not too big. I don't think that's gonna be that great.
No.
It's gonna be fine, like damage wise, but the AOE is gonna feel weird. It's gonna be a lot more casting to clear.
Mhm.
Maybe like
I
arc trap,
really
arc
want to
mine.
make like an arc starter build for people.
Yeah, arc is gonna be strong.
Mhm.
Not as
Damage
strong as
didn't
before,
get
but
buffed. Yeah.
no, but it's gonna have the AOE you want now.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Let's see. Let's go to
And
my bag a
Caustic
bit
Arrow
here.
got buffed. I'm very excited for this. I hope it'll be good enough because I think it's such a cool skill.
It didn't get buffed by that much though. Caustic arrow.
Yeah, buffed a decent amount.
It's like 10%.
I mean, it was already decent.
The AOE is great now. Yes, it's gonna have way better clear. With the +6. That's pretty big.
Yeah. And the fact that it was already fairly usable, and part of
Yeah.
the problem I felt like was the AoE was so little.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
Okay.
don't know. I'm
Yeah.
hoping. I'm optimistic.
Yeah, yeah.
And I also think it could be a nice starter. Because at the moment,
Mhm.
when people like ask me about Caustic Arrow, I would just say like, "Oh, you want to play bad ED?" This was back in Legion, obviously,
Right.
and then like now in Blight, it was probably like not too far off
Mhm.
ED. Now
Mhm.
might be really good single target.
I can see it. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's pretty good. Could be pretty good.
How much do you think the new resists both the chaos and LA resist on the bosses and fizz resist is gonna matter? I don't think the fizz resist is gonna matter a lot, but
I think the phase resist might matter for like a few builds. I think a
exactly.
few builds might really feel it. Yeah, I think so. If they don't, if they completely neglect any, you know, any like building around it.
Mm.
If they got like super attack speed, cyclone, impale, you're gonna feel it. I think. I don't think that's gonna feel nice. Um, but on the resist part, um, that combined with the extra life, no, people are gonna feel it. You're definitely gonna feel like you really need to get that pen going.
Hmm. Oh yeah, pen's
Like
gonna be
the
huge.
pen gem is gonna be definitely more used.
Do you know what's gonna be really nice? Is the abyss chest.
Yes,
Gonna be
Bistus
really
is
nice.
pretty good. Yeah.
All ally
Mm-hmm.
resist and Inquisitor again. I'm like very
Yeah.
excited because I haven't really like felt like a super need to do Inquisitor for a while, and now I'm like, oh, I really want to do like, and I really want to play
Yeah.
Cock Discharge. This thing, like the love
Mm.
the discharge chains. It hasn't been talked about that much,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
the fact that discharge can hit more than 50 or 60 monsters now, or whatever the cap was
More
before.
than
It
30.
was 30. Was that low?
It
Oh
was
my god,
30.
dude.
Yes.
Oof.
It's awful. It's actually awful.
Yeah. So that's really nice. I think that's
Mm.
great.
I feel Galvanic Arrow has a lot of potential. It's
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah.
It felt really good to play in PoE too.
Mm.
And
The
and
thing is
it,
that it did you try and did you get to put barrage on it? Did we have that
no.
gem? Because like that's where it gets pretty cool when it like the sequence like repeating the AoE.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It actually has pretty good damage potential.
Hmm. Well, that sounds fun. And
Hmm.
what I really liked when playing PoE2, which I'm guessing is going to be the same in 3.9, was the built-in placement speed of the new totems.
Oh, right, the ballistas. Yeah,
It's not something you
that's gonna be
needed to
like the
invest
uptime. That's
into
the
at
uptime, or
all.
the upside of ballistas is how easy they are to place.
Yeah. Like it was like so fast. It was like point
Yeah,
0.1. Like sure, like they drop in melee range, but they were so fast.
yeah. I think you're right. I think that is like the upside of ballistas. I would say right now is just how fluid they're gonna be
Yeah. I
to
wonder
place.
if you get more placement speed, if it's going to be like a super heavy diminishing return on it, or if it's just going to be like insanely fast then.
It's gonna be insanely fast. I mean, it's just gonna have its base.
Hmm. I hope
I mean,
so.
it's gonna be less impactful compared to before because it's not gonna give you as much speed. I mean, if it's from going from like 500 milliseconds down to 250 feels a lot better than going from like 100 down to 50.
That's true, for sure. 100%. It's an exciting patch. There's like a lot of sorry. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit sad about the ballistas though. I was hoping for at least one more cluster and a little bit more damage of it. I don't
Yeah.
I don't really feel like it was enough.
What about all the like fully new, like not the reworked one, but the fully new gems?
Those might have some potential.
The ensnaring arrow.
Shotgunning
Mm.
is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Definitely. So the new totems might actually have something.
Dude, shrapnel, or sorry, like shotgunning and dying sun. Like dying sun's gonna be nice for those builds.
Yes. Dyingsun's gonna be nice for everything. Like EA, Blast Drain, anything that
Gonna be
uses
very expensive this
Barrage,
league, I think.
Shrapnel. Yeah. It's gonna be a trade chase item. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, no, 100%. Wonder how accessible like Shaper and Uberelder is going to be.
I'll say this. I think that people need to really consider how tanky they make their builds because they're gonna get wrecked even on the old Guardians because you can't really roll your maps anymore. So the way that we're gonna get all these Guardian maps is mostly gonna be from just finding it on Zana.
Mhm.
Rarely she's gonna sell you the map, but mostly you're just going to, pick it out of the bunch. And there's probably gonna be a lot of mods on there that you don't want to run, but you feel like you have to run it. So
Yeah,
that's definitely gonna be interesting to see.
I think you just gotta knock a hit.
Yes.
And yeah, like someone said, you
They
might only
did
get one
say
portal.
though, that they increased the what's it called, the attack speed of a lot of the skills of the bosses, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine Minotaur just like diving under? Maybe he's got haste. He just like whoop, pops back up and one shots you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah, I'm very, very excited for hardcore this league. I think it's gonna be like a fierce league where you have to build defense.
Hmm.
um that's like all the build starters I wanted to talk about. Is there anything else you want to bring up?
Hmm. Just thinking here. Not really.
Okay. We could talk about the Awakener kill.
Sure.
So for those of you who don't know what the Awakener kill is, this upcoming Metamorph League, if you're playing on solo, self and hardcore, you can win 30,000 US dollars in prizes and $23,750,000 worth of microtransactions.
Wow.
Wow. So that's pretty cool. So that's basically me and Grinding Gig Games partnering up together. If you're wondering where the money's coming from, that's basically someone contacted me and said they really like all the community events that I've been doing. So they sent me $30,000, said I could keep as much as I wanted, and I'm putting all of it into the event. And yeah,
It's pretty big, sis.
it's pretty cool. I can bring up, let's see, Path of Exile, Awakener. How do you spell that? There. No, I did not spell it right. And I will be competing too, but I opted out of being able to win rewards. So you need to kill, for first prize, you need to kill the Awakener in a fully Watchstone Atlas. And then the first place is $8,000. Second place, 4,000. Third place, 200. Fourth to 15th place is 500, etc., etc. There's prizes for Ziri, Uber Ziri, Shaper, Elder, Uber Elder, and for the Deepest Delve, 1 month in.
Nice.
And something that I feel is extra exciting about all of this, and thank you so much for the raid, Muscle. And something I feel that's very, very exciting about all this is that they are re-adding kill notifications to
Yes.
to when something dies. So instead of just saying Nugian has entered at Ziri, it'll say at Ziri has been killed, which is pretty important and pretty cool.
I think one thing we need though is we need a metal kill notification when the game kills metal.
Just like the entire screen shakes a little bit.
Yes.
Nice.
And it shouldn't be a one-time thing.
Just every time?
Yes.
It's not going to shake too much? I'm sorry. It was right there. It was right there. Perma shock screen. Nice. The follow-up. I love it. Here, I hope you had a good time reading patch notes and wine. But yeah, no, I'm very excited about it, obviously, and particularly excited about the fact that they set up a boss ladder.
Hmm.
And
It's kind of really cool.
Yeah, so that means that every time you do kill the Awakener, you'll be ranked on the website, and it'll also be ranked by how many times you kill it. So
right,
it's pretty cool.
I have one question. Do you
Sure.
know? How do you access the regular ladder versus the boss ladder?
What do you mean?
Like when you do /ladder, does it show both?
Oh, yeah, slash ladder will only show level 100. This will be on the website, similar to the Delve ladder, probably.
Oh, so it's only on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I wish we had an in-game ladder.
I don't think they're going to do an in-game boss ladder.
Probably not. So where's it gonna be on the so just on the website?
Yeah, I'd imagine
it's gonna be
so.
down on the ladder drop down menu or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just gonna have a boss ladder there.
I didn't even think about in-game boss ladder. I was just excited they would do a ladder at all.
Okay.
Oh, and something I like kind of forgot to mention. Like a lot of like obviously like these like first 15 kills and all the first boss kills, like that only applies to like a very small subset of people. Like, you know, like that's not something necessarily everybody can get. However, the randomly drawing microtransaction prices, even if you are like number 300 or number 200 to kill the Awakener, you have a chance of winning $1,200 worth of microtransactions. Because every time you kill it, it just counts as like a ticket.
And how good are these packs? Are these like the good packs? These are the good packs, right? So it's the ones that you normally want.
It's like Celestial and Dark Prism, which are really cool. Sin and Innocence set. I think the Innocence wings are $700.
What? Wait, why? Why are they so much?
I'm joking. They're just expensive.
No, I want to know.
The Optimism armor set, Transcendence, and Dragon Hunter. So, and this is all of that goes to per winner. This isn't like spread out among people. Like if you win, you get all of that. So that's really cool. So I'm fairly excited because I wanted to make sure that was something that everybody can win and not just like necessarily if you're the fastest. Yeah, so these aren't split out. Like each winner gets all of that. That's why I think there's
raffle, right? Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
It'll be basically raffled out, yeah.
Right.
And like hopefully like we'll be able to do more stuff like this. And I also want to do like I would love to do something like a soft core event or even medium core. I think something that could be a really, really fun event would be a 1 month event where you die, you don't lose your character, but maybe it deletes between 1 and 5 items. Which I think would be really
like
cool.
That. Right.
For a lot of people it's like it's a bit inaccessible to go like full hardcore. And while it doesn't necessarily need to be a permanent game mode, but it could be a cool thing as an event.
That could be pretty funny though. Like in a boss kill race, the guy who ends up being first ends up like deleting 5 of his items.
Yeah. No, so I think it would be interesting. And also, yeah, I like more events like this in the future. It'd be fun.
I want more as well. That's
Yeah.
cool. I like it.
And yeah, like there are other things as well, but I feel like this was a fairly good pricing structure. I think if I didn't really think about this, but having some sort of price for whoever got the most Awakener kill could have been cool as well. But I
Sure.
think it's a pretty cool cash prize ladder. And also
Yeah,
remember that you don't
okay.
need to stream to get this. This is anyone can do this.
But streaming does help because you find more things.
What?
What?
Oh, sure. Yes. 30,500 cash ladder. Wait, no, it isn't. Wait, did I miscalculate?
Oh shit.
No, I didn't.
Gotta grab into that pocket now.
Wait, what's the 4th to 15th? That's 10 people, right? Or is that 11? 11 times 500? Oh, wait. Am I bad? Oh, no, 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 no. Wait, how did I math this? Why is there an 800 in there? Wait, oh. Wait, minus 800. No, plus 8,000. Okay, I'm starting over. EU math. 4 to 15. 11 times 500. This is hard. Okay. 8,000 plus 4,000 plus 2,000 plus 500 plus 2,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 2,000 plus 4,000. No, it's 30,000. It's perfect. 4 to 15 is 12 people. Really? But 5 to 15 would be 10 people.
No, that's 11.
What?
Yes, because you count.
Oh.
6 to 15 would be 10 people.
Plus 500. Okay. F 500 of my own dollars. Plus, I'm also getting kind of screwed by tax here, but okay. You know what? Whatever. Through the power of Twitch Prime, we will hopefully survive. Minus 500. Okay, I didn't math that very well.
It's off. Event is off.
No, it's fine. Okay, but okay. It's a learning experience. But yeah, no, I think it will be, wow, that's a lot of subs. But it will be a very fun event, I think. And yeah, I'm always like hoping to do another event in like the 3rd month as well. Not as big as this, obviously. Yeah, and so this is only.
Would you rather do the events at the end, or do you just do events all the time?
I mean, I would rather do events all the time. I feel it's particularly exciting when there's a new boss coming in. Like, I feel like that's always something we should have an event around.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We should have more bosses coming in.
Yeah, I hope so. I would love a new boss every league, but I guess it's like hard to make.
It would be nice if we had like one every year at least. Like
Yeah.
one big boss every year, like one big event. Because it's been quite a while. I guess Uber Elder wasn't that far back, but like prior to Uber Elder, I was like, I guess they've ramped it up a bit recently. That's
9
nice.
months?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean,
like after Adsiri, like there was a long time where we only had like Adsiri and nothing else.
I know. And I honestly feel like things like Uber Theory adds so much for the game.
Oh yeah.
I love stuff like that.
Do we know if the Awakener is going to be like an Uber level kill? Is that going to be like the super juiced up Awakener? Is that going to be like the Uber level?
I think so. Because
I hope
they,
so.
they told me that it should like take several days to kill it.
Right.
Because obviously I didn't want to put like a crazy event around something that's like Rigwald level.
Yeah.
That would have been so shit. Like 13 hours into the league, dead. Yeah. No, that would be very disappointing. I hope that it's so difficult that the first people all die.
I hope so too. Then I can come in and win.
And die, you mean? No, but it would just be great seeing like, Pee Wee down 79 has that Pee Wee down 79 has been slain.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I love that. I love when he dies. It's great.
And then having like getting a message from Dan going like, okay, bro, ... That would be like so amusing. So I'm hoping. And it should be really fun as well. Like we're casting the event on the Method channel. It's gonna be the first time we're trying to 24/7 shoutcast something. So that should be thanks. That should be pretty interesting. Very interesting.
I wanted to say something now, I forgot. Unlucky.
Unlucky. I'm excited. I feel like it's Thursday at the moment. I feel like it's yeah.
You feel like it's tomorrow we're gonna start?
Yeah. So I have like an
no.
extra full day. I don't even know if I'm gonna stream
That'll stress
tomorrow.
me out. What are you gonna do then?
I might stream a little bit, but I'm gonna focus on making beginner guides for people. Like pretty much just the entire day. I'm gonna stay up till like 6 or 7 a.m. And yeah, just make starter guides.
Nice.
All day, every day. I've been like trying to put out like catch up guides for Blight and Legion and a SSF hardcore survival guide as well.
I'm gonna be theory crafting all day as well.
Nice.
While streaming though.
Yeah, it's good. It's like it helps people learn a lot as well.
Yeah.
There's so many tips. Like I don't know if you've thought about it, but like the way you can make an item level 100 Shaper Amulet with the double corruption chamber. That's kind of big this league. Because how often are you gonna meet Shaper?
Wait, with what?
You can make an item level 100 Shaper Amulet through the double corruption chamber.
Wait, the double corruption chamber?
Because one of the outcomes from a double corruption chamber is to make it Shaper or Elder.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
But you can also find a new Awakener orb.
Yes. But how rare is that going to be? I'd probably want to use that on something else. Like a belt.
How rare is it going to be to get a double corruption chamber, though?
That's easy as hell. You can do that like very easily. I definitely want to use that on not an amulet. I am not using that on an amulet. You can use it on an amulet. That's great. I don't mind. But I will not.
Wait, didn't you just say? I'm confused now.
What?
The double the Oh, you mean the orb?
Yeah, I'm not using the orb on an amulet.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how rare they are.
Yeah, I think they'll be rare though.
Yes.
It's gonna be pretty OP.
Yes.
So we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting crafting stuff.
What are you gonna use it on? What would you use it on?
Stygian Vice.
I like that.
Bone Helmet.
Yeah. I like the Stygian better.
But yeah, definitely Stygian's like my number one.
Yeah, that'd be pretty big. That'd be pretty big.
And yeah, it's not even a guaranteed chance, right? So
what isn't it? What isn't a guaranteed chance?
The orb.
What do you mean? That it'll work?
Yeah. Isn't it only a chance? Or is it only a chance that it
No.
brings over the correct thing?
It destroys the other item and brings everything over to the new one.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's kind of insane.
Crazy orb. Crazy orb. They should call it not everything? Oh.
I think it's
some
one.
stuff. Oh.
Chance for some mods.
Okay. Some stuff. Wait, what if you get rid of some mods first? Is it always some mods? What if you just go all the way
What
down
if
to
you only
one
have
mod?
one? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds OP.
Ah.
I think we're gonna see some insane crafts.
Mm.
Oh, that's so crazy, dude. Just bring over Merciless or something. Can you like only transfer Shaper mods, or can you transfer like a Merciless mod? Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe some spicy crafts this league, I feel. Honestly, like I think once I'm like done on SSF Hardcore, I'm gonna go for another like money making league.
Money making league?
Yeah, like just because
Oh,
I've
just
done
like play for money? Sure.
yeah, because there's been a few leagues where I've like made like
Currency.
3,000 or 4,000 exalts and then just went ham on crafting.
Sure.
And that's always fun.
Could be fun.
Yeah. So
I've yet to really do that actually.
it's
never
really
really
fun.
been a thing. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the league with all these new exalts.
Yeah. This would be a fun league to try to get 5,000 exalts.
Yes.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Greed league. It's definitely a fun goal. I think it's really fun for viewers as well. Like especially when you like the crafting sessions are just insane.
Yes. That's the most fun part when you hit the big one.
Yeah.
Anything particular you would want to craft?
I honestly don't know. I want to play around with the new exalts, obviously.
Right.
I mean, I don't think it's a lot of people are saying make a new undisputed, but I think that's like pretty hard to beat, and also like that costs a lot more than 5,000 exalts to make.
Especially the new one. I mean, you're not beating the new one on standard.
Yeah, it's like stupid. I didn't think anyone would craft a better one than mine because it's the thing is like one-handed
Synthesis
axes.
item.
Yeah, but that's no, but you gotta remember you don't get the elder suffix, so they don't actually have a very big disparity in how like the top end on both is like very similar actually on elder and synthesis because you just don't have the suffix for 50%
Right.
increased damage. But one-handed axes isn't exactly something that gets mirrored a lot.
Right. That's
So
probably true. I haven't really scoured the mirror market on standard.
yeah, well that makes sense. But yeah, that was the main stuff I wanted to talk about today. I have a massage schedule soon.
What?
I have a massage, like pre-league start massage schedule.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I just roll around on the floor and see if that helps.
Vet, are you streaming after this?
I don't know. I'm not going to bed. I might stream for a few hours.
You can get a host.
Yeah, we could do that.
Nice.
Sure.
Awesome. First, I want to say thanks to the beautiful wide people happy chat. You guys have been excellent, except for some hydras. And thanks for all the subs and donations. Alerts are always off on podcasts, but yeah, that's the best emote on Twitch. But yeah,
It's up there.
yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. We're gonna try to do now that both of us are playing PoE regularly again. We're gonna try to do one every 2 weeks again.
Yes.
So we'll aim for one. Yeah, like next Wednesday.
That actually makes sense. Like just right after Christmas. Yeah.
Well, that was actually on Christmas. Well, we might maybe like.
Oh, I guess it's like. I mean, we could like move it like a day.
Maybe to like Friday or Saturday. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
16 days, something like that. But we'll do one in around 2 weeks. Talk a little bit about how the league went for everyone and stuff. And I think yeah, you're making a lot of league starter guides as well, right?
I mean, I don't really make them in video format, but we make them on stream, talk about them, theorycraft them together. I usually put out my POBs for
Nice.
people to look at.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So make sure you tune into Noogie and check out, and you can ask him for like price checks and for build help and stuff like that. Your face kind
What?
of.
No, that's a math.
Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, so yeah, make sure you tune in, and yeah, Noogie, where can we find more of you?
On Nugian everywhere. That's like Twitter and Twitch and everything. Just Google it
Nice.
or click the link.
Yeah, and we're gonna host you after this. Also,
Nice.
generally, never ask Mathil for a price check because he'll find out where he lives and he'll try to kill you. It's very scary stuff.
Yes, he is actually scary in
he can
person.
just climb up your window.
Yeah,
Yeah, so be scared.
that is true. He's good at that.
Yeah. Whereas, for example, asking Steel Mage, he's probably too polite to say no, and he's not going to harm anyone. Very safe choice for price checks. Um, But yeah, my name is Zizaran, and I will be streaming all of December. I'm aiming for like 400 to 450 hours. So if you don't have anywhere to be, or if you're stuck at work, you can chill in my chat, and I will be live most of the time. And we're giving away around $10,000 in giveaways between the 13th and 25th. That's not like personally from me, most of it. It's from like companies like MSI is doing a desktop computer, and a lot of other cool stuff from game companies. So a lot of cool stuff this December. Like especially the desktop computer from MSI is really, really cool. So yeah, this
Yeah.
was episode 9, I think. Thank you, Yanshat. You were beautiful. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.